the mic, but you can kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be shy.
When I kissed the girl.
Welcome back to Potluck Culture. We're back to a classic Dan and Jam episode this time.
Yeah.
And
it's a reboot.
Reboot my whole I'm not making another fucking intro for this.
A soft reboot.
Soft as you like.
This is season 2.
Sure, call it whatever you want. We missed 1 month and now it's season 2. There we go. We were on hiatus. That's what it was. We had to go back and write these episodes.
Yeah, there's an issue with me. Basically, I found a bomb, I went into the guards with it, they started pointing guns. It's all a mess.
Well, in all fairness, you just brought it in and said here. You didn't tell them that you didn't plant it somewhere.
Look at this
You just
bomb
said
that I just found.
You dropped it on the desk and said this is for you when you walked out.
Yeah. Ugh, heaven's rid.
Anyway, back on top. Well, no, not back on topic. Onto the topic at hand, I guess. What's it this time, Dan?
Disney Renaissance.
Jesus, we're fond of that, aren't
Jesus.
we? We never talk about that.
Yes, we are.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, what, the Renaissance?
Yeah,
Oh, no, definitely.
that's where all the turtles were going around, wasn't it?
Like, I have to tell you what it is. That's how bad it is.
Go on, Dan. Yeah, so we're back to the kind of classic format. We had a few very special episodes, as 90s TV would like to call it, before. But we're back to the classic potluck culture of Dan asking us a few questions about the topic, and we just bullshit for an hour or so. And you'll all listen for about 2 minutes, 30 seconds, so you won't even hear this part. Thanks for giving us a view, ma'am. Now, let me get back to disappointing you. Anyway. So for anyone who doesn't know, the Disney Renaissance was kind of a period in the late 80s to like late 90s where Disney had a kind of a revamp of their theatrical animation, and we're here to talk about some of those movies. So for people who don't know, the official list is The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Rescuers Down Under, or is it just the Rescuers? No, I think it's Rescuers Down Under. Aladdin, Hercules, Tarzan, and there's Hunchback, Mulan, and an honourable mention that we like to always throw in is Goofy Movie. But
basically, adult themed Disney movies is probably the best way to describe it.
Kinda, yeah.
Because they have heavy stuff.
Oh, Pocahontas. There we go.
Like more than like
the most adult theme of all.
Ugh.
Child Bridery.
Ugh. We're gonna start out strong.
Go for it.
What do you think is the best movie of the Disney Renaissance?
You're killing me here, English. Okay. There's only one right answer. And me and you both know it. You fuck off. See, for the longest time, there's a debate.
That's
in my
Billy
head.
Joel. Try and tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, there's always like a big debate in my head between two movies, because me and Dan always talk about Hercules and how much we fucking love it, but it's very underrated as a movie.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
It does have its flaws, but at the same time, it's still just very nostalgic for me. It was my kind of little boy movie growing up. But there's only one real answer when it comes to it, and I forgot to mention it at the fucking start of the Renaissance list.
Oh, really?
I did, yeah. And that's The Lion King, Dan.
Yeah, I think arguably
That's the magnum opus of all Disney.
It literally is. So much so they had to repeat it.
Yeah.
Or remake it.
And the nostalgia alone for the first film made this fucking remake over $1 billion. Because if you watch that movie on its own, if you've never seen the original, you don't get half the fucking story, half the subtext, or anything. That was fucking 99% nostalgia driving that movie.
You haven't seen it, have you?
I refuse to, Dan. I've seen every clip I've needed to. I've watched countless behind the scenes of it and just Jon Favreau's a fucking dipshit when he's talking about it. I know it's like, oh, you can't say anything because you haven't seen it, but like, if you don't even get the expression from the characters, how are you meant to get the story?
Yeah, it wasn't the best movie.
I don't know. I've ranted enough in my life about Lion King 2020 or whatever year it was, 2019. I've only so many years left, Dan.
Yeah, why waste 2 hours? Oh, it felt like 2 hours.
What's Dan's answer for this, or is it the same?
Yeah, it is the same. Lion King has to be.
And that was the B team working on that, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, the major team was on Beauty and the Beast, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that always the like culture and impact movies are always left to the B team and they always knock it out of the park? Shrek was the same.
Yeah,
like
I remember
when
Shrek
you were
was a
working
punishment for
on
DreamWorks.
Prince of Egypt.
Like if you
were doing a bad job, if you're doing a bad job or turning deadlines late for Prince of Egypt, you got sent away to the Shrek hole.
Yeah, I thought it was called getting Shreked. Like it had a name like that.
I don't know. I'll have to look that up to make sure, but yeah, has to be Lion King, 100%.
Yeah, it has to be.
Sorry, I'm talking through eating a crisp.
Okay, so what made the Disney Renaissance era so special?
Oh, it was a load of things. It was obviously the two guys that helmed it the most. I gotta look it up just to get their names right.
I think for me it's the animation and the music that made it stand out.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they were dealing with like different scenarios and they messed around with different types of music. And that was when they employed, not employed, but got help from actual musicians like Elton John and Phil Collins.
Yeah. Oh, I found their names after. It's Ron Clements and John Musker.
Who were, the writers?
They helmed basically the Renaissance as it was. Like, they brought the idea of Little Mermaid to Disney and they were like, hey, we want to do a musical, but we want to do it with some actual story. They introduced the idea of the I Want song into Disney movies, the kind of the big bad song. They give the stories like consequences and emotions behind them rather than just this happened and this happened.
Says here Katzenberg led all that. Like when he left, that's when. Yeah, it says Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yeah, but these guys were like the creative heads behind it. Like it was his job to say like, okay, we'll give these guys a chance. But these were the guys like Clements and Musker, were like the guys.
For people who are unfamiliar, Katzenberg left Disney to create DreamWorks. DreamWorks. Is it Dreams or DreamWorks?
It DreamWorks.
Okay, I haven't fucking said it out loud in a while, but yeah.
Not since you had to shout it at that How to Train Your Dragon 2 premiere. Saying DreamWorks sucks, and then you just pissed on someone and ran off.
I wasn't pissed.
Whatever, fucking monster.
So basically piss.
You shotgunned a monster over someone's head and it just like trickled down onto him.
Ugh. So your answer was the two guys.
It was those guys who brought the A game. Yeah.
I didn't think you'd say that.
Well done.
Full of surprises.
Fuck you.
Well, your answer kind of answers the next one though.
Oh, go on.
Why did it happen?
Like it was definitely those guys. Yeah, and at the same time, they're the same guys who came up with the concept for Treasure Planet. And they wanted Treasure Planet to get made for years during the Renaissance. Like, after Little Mermaid, that was the movie they wanted to do next. Then they were like, hold on, finish Beauty and the Beast first. And then they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, actually, we want you to do this thing called Aladdin first. And they were like, I suppose. And then one of the guys, I think, passed before they were able to do the movie proper. But
maybe
they got it out eventually, and I think that's like one of Disney's modern classics to me.
I agree.
there are movies in the Renaissance that I don't care for half as much as I care for Treasure Planet, and it's their contribution and their world building for it that was the basis of it.
Yeah.
If you ever get the chance, look up behind the scenes stuff from the Disney Renaissance movies. These guys were part of every fucking correct decision on this on those set of movies.
Don't mind me. I got a weird drink and I don't like it.
What is it, Dan? Tell the audience.
Mango.
Mango what?
It's just mango, like, in a can. Oh boy.
Not even liquefied.
Oh. It tastes like coffee. That shouldn't taste right. 1984, best before. Okay, I shouldn't have had this question said. We both can't answer that properly.
Wait, what was it?
How were the 2D backgrounds from the Disney Renaissance made?
I know that.
Are you thinking of the same thing I'm thinking of?
They were just painted cells. They were just
that's a generic
map
answer,
paintings.
That's a generic answer, though.
What do you mean? How were they made?
I think the original question is how did they pick the scenery? If I had to guess.
I don't fucking know.
Because I know for Lion King they actually went to Africa.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, they had lions in the studio as well when they were animating.
Yeah, it was actually a live action project, I believe.
It was a live action project that they decided would be better in animation, and then Jon Favreau pissed the bed and did that backwards.
I don't think Jon Favreau wanted to do that movie, by the way.
Oh, he really wanted it. No, he wanted to play with the toys.
No, I think he got like, hey, you can direct Star Wars, but you have to do this film.
Did you see those behind the scenes things of them doing how they made the film? Like, he wanted to do it like a documentary. He always says that in every interview. He wants to make it like a documentary, but you wouldn't know that unless he said it. He said it to you.
Yeah.
And he has like there's like behind the scenes footage of them like using Oculus Rift and shit to control the cameras in the scenes, and they're like, this is revolutionary technology. Do you know where else that technology was used, Dan?
Space Station.
Surf's Up 2007, where they got an actual camera on a motion capture rig and had them like make the scene, and then they put the camera through like an actual documentary crew, and they did it better, Dan. Yeah. They made it look like a documentary.
You know what though? Like, the Lion King was going to be made regardless.
Yeah.
But I think they should have gone down the Moana route and made it like a 3D animation instead of a live action one. Even though the live action one is technically CGI, I'm kind of glad that they did
do a live action version.
Advanced CGI.
Yeah, but
not really.
No, see, but I'm happy with it because I'm not happy that people liked it so much and saw it a million times or whatever. But I'm happy with the fact that it's so bad at telling the story in the medium that it's in, that people wanting to see The Lion King in the future again will go back to the original, not that one. Because if it was just the exact same movie, shot for shot completely, and made again with CGI, people will go back to the CGI version. But now they'll go back to the original 2D animation because it's so much better. I
kind of get what you're getting at.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen the movie.
And I never will.
But like, there's stuff in it that you're kind of like, well, why'd you bother?
Well, they took out, from my understanding, you don't get half the story in it, but the movie's like a half hour longer.
Like, I don't want to spoil it for you, but what's your understanding?
What's my understanding of the movie?
Yeah, you just said from my understanding.
Well, I've seen like clips and people talking about it completely, like, and stuff like that, where they're going like through the scenes and comparing. I'm like, I've basically seen the movie, but I just not want to give Disney any positivity to not giving them a thumbs up.
Well,
not wasting my Disney Plus hours on that.
Well, for the Just Can't Wait to Be King scene,
I've seen all about that. Yeah,
there's nothing.
They run through a water hole.
Be prepared.
Isn't there?
Isn't even a song.
No, it's just a few lines.
Him saying.
That was a reshoot, by the way. They got him back in to re-record that after people complained.
Now you see, I can't remember, and I'm tempted to look it up because I don't think Scar died in that movie the way he did in the original.
I don't think you even see Scar dying in this
I
one.
think he fell like what's that guy's name in Jungle Book? The tiger or the cougar? Whoever
Shere
was the
Khan?
villain. Yeah, Shere Khan just fell into fire. He didn't
No,
see
yeah.
what happened.
But yeah, in the
never
original,
mind.
the hyenas come after him.
No, I just double checked there. Yeah, he does get eaten alive. Spoilers.
Yeah, sure.
Like, the final fight does look good. I will give him that.
But can you tell who's who?
Yeah, you can.
Barely.
Because Scar is like skinny and like. They also like did something the way they fight, like Scar is a dirtier fighter and stuff like that. Like, ugh.
I don't know.
What was the original question? We were talking about 2D backgrounds.
My name is James Nolan. There we go.
Okay, now this is going to be a fun question. Who is the best villain in the Disney Renaissance?
What categories are we going under here?
Of all time, who is the best villain?
Yeah, best as a villain or best as a character?
Both, like, they go hand in hand.
See, original Scar is very fucking up there at the same time.
Yeah,
But.
Yeah.
In terms of he's a great character and a great villain, you love your boy Hades.
Do forget about Hades.
Fucking James Woods. What a guy.
Okay, I just looked up all the 5 villains, apparently.
There's more than 5 villains, Dan. Each movie has a villain.
That's odd. Oh, this is a power ranking, god damn it.
Anyway, Ursula's not too bad, but she's a little bland on the backstory end. See, what they originally had was her and Triton were meant to be brother and sister. And she was banished from the kingdom and then became the Dark Queen or whatever, the fucking witch doctor lady. Which would have been a much better dynamic.
But it's still in the movie, though, that she is his sister.
No, it's not mentioned in the movie at all.
It is. In the contract, it actually says Ursula's his sister.
You're full of shit, Dan. You're reading BuzzFeed
Did I notice?
again. Stop reading BuzzFeed.
What?
I'm going to look at this contract right now.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up as well. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Ursula.
I make a live keyboard because I cannot see. Okay, well that's... Why would I want the actual contract for the fucking movie?
There's not a single word in this that says anything about her being his sister.
Okay, I'm finally seeing it. Hereby
It
grant
says-
Ursula... Hang on.
Telling you, Dan, you've just been reading BuzzFeed.
I wasn't reading BuzzFeed. I literally saw it before.
Someone must have been a fan edit or something. Or it might have been one of the direct-to-DVD movies. They might have had like a flashback scene in like a fucking Ariel 3 Ghostbusters or whatever the fuck they called it. Dan, you always seem to have these Mandela effects with stuff we're talking about.
So who's your favourite villain?
My favourite villain is Hades, Dan. I like him a lot. What about Dan?
Is he the best villain?
I think he is. I think he has the best motivation. It's basically the same motivation as Scar, but...
Is that lazy though?
What do you mean?
Because he's based off... Well, let me think about this.
Yeah, but Lion King is Hamlet, so...
No, I was going to say he's like 90% the character from mythology, but I don't think Hades was actually like that in mythology. I
No,
think
he wasn't.
He didn't care.
At the same time, they made him better.
He had more of a gripe with Poseidon.
Yeah, he just... he was a passive bystander.
He was
like
passive.
Yeah, he was like, I run hell, whatever.
Yeah. See, I think that... I'm just gonna run through all the villains. So, Jafar, how do you feel about Jafar?
I like him a bit, but
To me, he's like a bootleg Scar.
Yeah, he's wishy-washy.
Yeah. Wishy-washy. There's the priest from... Yeah, there's Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was the priest.
His song is fire, but nah,
He's probably
he's just a creep.
He's a priest, though, isn't he? Is he not like a reverend?
Yeah, he's the same thing.
Okay.
He's a man of the cloth.
He's probably the most despicable villain.
Yes.
By far.
Yes.
Because Scar just had a grudge. Gaston just wanted women.
No, Gaston wanted Belle.
Which is a...
singular woman.
My point still stands.
Well,
Hades he's not that evil. The one probably closest to him being a dickhead is probably
the guy from Pocahontas. He was a colonizer.
he literally.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah.
No one's ready for the conversation.
Savages. See, Dan, they were both saying it because from both sides.
Why did they hate us?
Clayton was just a dipshit.
Yeah. Clayton he's probably closest to being a dickhead next to the Frollo guy. He had the most gruesome death.
Who's the bad who's the bad guy in Goofy movie? Because not Pete. Pete didn't do anything, really.
I think, for sake of argument, we won't consider the villain from the Goofy movie here.
The villain of the Goofy movie is puberty and being cool.
Yeah, but we're dealing with we're dealing with colonizers and murderers here.
Oh.
What? Who's the villain in Rescuers Down Under?
I haven't seen it since I was about 6, probably. So I don't know. I'm guessing an Australian man, a crocodile.
Just to wrap up, I think Scar's the best villain.
You think Scar?
Yeah, because he's charismatic. He's the best villain song. And he's the most satisfying death, I think. Did you just say
Teach their own, Dan.
Wait, who did you say again? Hades.
I said Hades.
Not to each their own.
C'est la vie.
What Disney Renaissance movie has the best music?
The best music overall or the best song?
Best music, so soundtrack.
The best soundtrack overall.
Yeah.
See, it's gotta be Tarzan because Phil Collins did not need to go that hard.
He didn't. He had no right.
He had no right. The man was coming off of fucking Billy Don't You Lose My Number and he came out with such a banger. A Son of Man.
Well, like, there's that and then there's You'll Be in My Heart and Two Worlds and Strangers Like Me.
You know, it's pure joy, Dan. But at the same time, Lion King's is the only one that comes close.
So you said Lion King.
The Lion King has a great soundtrack at the same time.
Look up the entire soundtrack because I think I'm forgetting a song.
Well, there's Just Can't Wait to Be King. There's Circle
of Life. Can You Feel the Love?
Can You Feel the Life? Can You Feel the Love? Circle of Life.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Be Prepared.
Be Prepared. The original score on that is great as well. I love the score on Lion King.
But you know the problem with Lion King is not Phil Collins.
Yeah, for whatever good any of the rest of these do, they just don't have Phil Collins.
And it never will.
Now, Dan, a better question. Which is the best song, singular?
Overall?
Yeah. Which one hits the hardest?
Oh, God.
Because we got to mention some more of these movies because our favourites are just poking out too hard. Fucking Go the Distance gets me every time.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking power ballad.
I do forget about Go the Distance sometimes.
Zero to Hero is a classic.
Yeah.
What are some other great ones? Fucking
Under the Sea.
Goofy movie again. That whole soundtrack is stellar. That's got to be a stage play at some stage, or stage musical, because
See, the problem is with the Goofy movie, it's not considered Renaissance.
well, I
Despite
fucking
it
consider it.
Yeah, but by that logic, the DuckTales
That
movie
made
is Renaissance. And that any movie that came out in that period is Renaissance.
no, we discussed this before, Dan. It's not in the same time period.
It is. It's in 91.
That was 87.
No, it's 91. Remember?
You know what? Fine. I'll. As much as it pains me, I'll leave the Goofy movie out. But Hellfire is a banger.
It is.
What else? What else even is there? Fucking Donny Osmond in Mulan. Be a Man.
Yeah.
That slaps so hard.
Controversial opinion: Rescuers Down Under should not be in this category.
It shouldn't be ever down
because it
only
came out
is
in 1990. It's just barely.
It was
scraped.
released theatrically in the time period. Well, Little Mermaid is 89, Dan. November 89. So.
Yeah, this one's pushing it though.
But
I mean,
but
in general, it's pushing it.
Little Mermaid earned its way onto the list. Rescuers Down Under is there begrudgingly.
Yeah. What other ones are we thinking of?
Fucking Little Mermaid soundtrack is stellar as well.
Yeah, I said Under the Sea.
Under the Sea, but what's it? Fucking Kiss the Girl is great.
Yeah.
What's her fucking I Want song at the start? I can never. I know the lyrics. I just don't remember the name of the song. Part of Your World. That's it. It's a great one as well. Okay, but definitive answers, Dan. We can't be wishy-washy naming everything.
Well, so Lion King has 4 great songs.
No. We're not doing. We're doing singular best song.
5. It's 5 great songs overall.
But we're doing singular best. Dan's absolute favorite song from the whole Renaissance.
My favorite.
Yeah. Yes.
It is probably Two Worlds. Because it doesn't have to be Tarzan.
No. Well,
it can fit to any of those movies.
See, that's also a detriment on my end. The fact that it could have been put into any movie.
Not really. It's just like it can apply to any situation. Granted, it is about like a mother and a child. But I mean, that song could be in Lion King.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Go the Distance.
You're gonna go what?
Go the Distance. Because that's just his whole journey wrapped up in that one song, and I love it. Tells you everything you need to know about little Hercules, a Herculad, if you will.
And he's often dreamed
of a far off place.
Actually, we'll branch off from that question. What's the best villain song?
Oh, it's got to come back to Lion King again with Be Prepared.
Yeah, when I said that, I didn't really think there's not that many villain songs.
Not really. Well, there's
Gaston.
It's Poor Unfortunate Soul.
It's the only other one I can think of.
Yeah. Oh, Gaston.
Hellfire.
I still think Be Prepared is the best villain song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We collectively agreed. What can we say? This one I think we're both going to agree on. What is your least favourite Disney Renaissance film?
I'm not even counting Rescuers anymore. Like, they're never going to be an answer in this for anything.
It's not. The reason I fucked up saying it because the question was worded weird.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't count Rescuers Down Under.
No, I don't think we're counting Rescuers.
Pocahontas to me.
I was about to say, it's kind of boring.
Like I know you can't really make an interesting film to begin with.
Well, you can't really get to fun family movie out of genocide.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they tried, to be honest, but...
It is. That's the only movie Actually, I want to check this before I make a fool of myself.
What, based on historical events?
Yeah.
Dan, did you not hear about the fucking rescuers down under?
There really was a Lion King.
And he did, in fact, become king.
No, I couldn't remember Pocahontas was just a name given to another person.
No,
That
you're
went
thinking
through all
of
that.
you're thinking of Sacagawea.
Oh, that's it.
That's the one who helped Lewis and Clark.
Yeah. Is that the only Disney Renaissance movie based off real events?
Historicals. As far as I can remember,
It is, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
That's probably why it didn't work.
Well, they tried to humanize colonizers, Dan, and I don't think people wanted to relate to them very much.
Actually, Mulan, probably, to an extent.
Eh.
It probably did happen.
Same way you could say Fionn McCool was real, you know?
You tell me a Goofy movie didn't happen either.
Not to them.
I wonder what the Goofy movie is considered.
Perfect.
It's probably like New Age Disney.
No, I think it's kind of a straight to DVD movie they're thinking because it was based on the TV show.
Yeah.
So they didn't really want to count it.
Are the Disney Renaissance movies on par with the great Pixar movies?
Some are, in fact, better. I think
It's an interesting question.
Toy Story 2 and Lion King are the best of those two.
No, but which is better overall?
Which is a better catalogue.
Like, if you had to sit down and watch the great Pixar movies or Disney Renaissance movies,
No,
which would you watch?
no. Are we counting all of Pixar and all of the Renaissance?
No, not all Pixar.
Why though?
Because there's obviously more films with Pixar.
But also, there's a lot more bad films with Pixar.
I think they mean Toy Story, Toy Story 2, and Monsters Inc. and stuff like that.
You see, you can't count them as their own anymore, Dan. You can't do that. I know you want to, but you can't.
No, it literally means early Pixar. Like, like that's what it means.
How far are we going up to? You give me a deadline for Pixar then.
Huh?
You give me a deadline for Pixar.
Why is this giving me such difficult fucking?
Do like a 10-year gap between the first movie and the last movie or so, about 10 years.
I literally looked up Pixar films in chronological order, and they give me Disney ones.
Yeah, so start at Toy Story and give us the next 10 years of movies, so 95 to
Oh, James, it's not even in chronological order.
I have a chronological order.
Oh, I'm gonna get sick.
Okay, well we go up as far as...
in order of release. Toy Story.
We'll go up as far as Toy Story 3. Toy Story to Toy Story 3, Dan.
Okay, Toy Story.
Yeah.
A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Toy Story 2.
Uh-huh.
Monsters Inc.
Uh-huh.
Finding Nemo.
Mm-hmm.
The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Okay, Cars.
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
Uh-huh.
Wall-E.
Yeah.
Actually, up to fucking Toy Story 3 isn't really fair.
Why?
Because that's more of a catalogue.
But just the animation process takes longer for CGI. Well, it did at the start.
It actually doesn't.
It did at the start. They needed the space
amount. At the start, yeah, but eventually it got way too easy.
Sure.
So how many movies are in the Renaissance? Is it 8?
10?
No, that's not 10.
It is 10.
Can't be.
It's 8. It's 9. It's 9, I think.
If I just spell Renaissance one more time today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. It's 10. Yeah, I knew it was 10.
Okay. How many?
Not including Rescuers, it's 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The first 10 movies
11.
brings you. The first 10 movies brings you to.
Yeah, so we don't count Toy Story 3.
Okay, we'll do as far as up.
So, which is a better catalogue?
If you're going shot for movies, there's only one that you could one or two that could kind of be not as great as the rest of them for Pixar. And there's 3 or 4, there's at least 3 duds in in the Renaissance for me, so I have to go with Pixar on that.
What are the three duds in the Renaissance?
Pocahontas,
Yeah.
Rescuers,
Mm-hmm.
and half of Mulan and half of Hunchback.
Does that really count though?
I'm counting it for their
Was this
kind
half?
of.
Was
Well,
just half the movie is
they're
boring?
half as good, yeah.
So
But
what are the
overall, it gets a 3 duds.
I think A Bug's Life is boring.
That's what I'm saying. A Bug's Life, and maybe some people have some complaints with Up, and that's about it.
Cars I hate.
Oh, Cars. I like the
And
first
Ratatouille.
Cars.
Ratatouille.
Dan, no, fuck you.
Like, they're
You
overrated.
you get out of my house. Ratatouille is good. Fight me.
And you're not going to like what I have to say about Wall-E either. Wall-E should have been just a quick movie. Like a 20-minute movie.
Moving on.
He knows I'm right.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Don't know whether to kiss you or punch you right now, and you're not even here.
You're just a child's plaything. So you're saying Pixar and I'm saying Disney.
And now we kiss.
Okay, that's a weird question. Will there ever be another Disney Renaissance?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
No, because they're not letting two creators jump up to that level anymore, and I don't think there should be. If you get me. Because I think
Tangled was
getting more
probably the
people
only
to have more voices that haven't been.
like sign that it could happen.
You see, I like it better that it doesn't need to be a Renaissance, because if there's a dud, it's down to that individual movie and it doesn't bring down a whole group. You get me?
Oh, I get you.
Some people would argue that the CGI starting with like Tangle and stuff is kind of a Renaissance, but
Kinda.
it's too hit or miss for me to agree with that at the minute.
Yeah.
I'd say like
So,
internally they're thinking
the
of it as
movies
Renaissance, but
I think that's a problem
yeah,
as well. They're trying to be,
yeah.
but like the Renaissance period just happened.
Like, yeah, they didn't plan out this thing of like, okay, let's push all these kind of like, I'm not saying agendas, but let's push out all these CGI movies to be the same kind of way.
Shall I move on to the next one I have?
Yeah, I think the Renaissance was just a cute little pocket that happened to happen in the 90s, and I think a big part of those as well were like the longevity of the movies were brought along by the likes of home video being a big thing starting up in the 90s, where like kids would only get a few tapes a year and they'd watch them again and again, and it kind of became ingrained in culture that way. Whereas there's so much variety now where everyone could watch anything, that very few movies are making such an impact in a row to be even considered in the same kind of category.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at.
I smell what you're shitting.
Were the movies made in the Disney Renaissance of the 1990s superior than the classic era of the 1930s and 40s?
Yes.
I
Story.
mean, it's only... Yeah, they look nicer.
Characters. Better music.
Yeah, that was a silly question.
Fuck you, fight me, Cinderella.
Does all movies bore the fuck out of me? Wait, is Pinocchio...
Pinocchio is really old as well, Dan. Dumbo is fucking old. Pinocchio came out yesterday, according to Dan.
No, I'm trying to think of the day Pinocchio came out.
Oh, that was like the 50s or 60s at least.
No, it was actually like 30s and 40s.
Ah.
Because that had like good animation for the time period. You know, when like he's looking for his father in the whale and shit.
The animation was cool, but the style of the Renaissance was better to me.
A lot of these are deep questions that we can't answer. But actually, would it be interesting? I'll ask anyway, and you can decide.
Go on.
Has Disney had a problem with over relying on formula since 1989? Which means, are they trying to capture the same feel?
Yeah, very much so. They're doing again without the likes of Clement and Musker, with this vision of how to use the formulas that they are using. They're kind of just using them without manipulating them enough to fit the stories they're in.
Yeah.
If you get me. So the whole premise of the I Want song, followed by the establishing of the world, followed by the introduction of the villain and the villain's motivations, and then the character's journey. It's all kind of paint by numbers now, whereas with the likes of the Renaissance and stuff, they were kind of customizing it to the needs of the character rather than making the character fit into the boxes that they have to fill. If you get me.
I get you.
And the narrative dissonance, Dan. It's such a fucking video essayist word.
Honestly, and this is referencing something you said months ago. It's actually something you do in general, but I think trailers ruin movies. And I feel like if they tried to make a film that had the same essence as one from the 1980s, or 1989 I should say, it would be ruined. They should only make. Do you remember those fucking old trailers for those movies? And it'd be 40 seconds long, and that's it.
Yeah.
Now you have 3 or 4 movies for every film, and teaser trailers and posters everywhere.
That's just the industry itself molding around at the same time. The industry's become too commercialized as well to get kind of.
Slutford.
Yeah, very much so.
I
don't know, Dan. Our childhoods are over, and all we have left is pain.
Are you ready, James?
Go.
Because this one's gonna light a fire in your heart.
A hellfire.
Well, it could be a creative one.
Go on.
So, what could reignite a renaissance of good movies within Disney?
Someone who's motivated by creativity and not money at the helm.
No, what if you were to make a movie?
To spark a renaissance.
How would you do it? And no, Phil Collins is not an answer.
Phil Collins is kind of an answer.
It is kind of.
But no, I'd bring someone on. I wouldn't have the vision to do that, but I'd bring someone on who had a vision to actually revamp the formula from scratch and kind of give a new way of looking at a movie where it's not just paint by numbers filling these spots. And I'd bring in an actual artist who'd have a passion for the project at the same time, not just here we have Hans Zimmer and Pharrell Williams. That happened on 2 separate movies.
Are you talking about Despicable Me?
No, that was just Pharrell Williams. I'm talking about Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man 2, sorry.
Pharrell Williams was in that?
Pharrell Williams and Hans Zimmer.
He was not in Spider-Man 2.
Pharrell Williams did the music with Hans Zimmer for Spider-Man 2.
What?
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Where it was Electro and doing he lied to me, you trusted me, Spider-Man's my enemy.
I actually haven't watched it.
Oh well,
I touch him in Sam Raimi's.
No, Jamie Foxx is having a breakdown as Electro or whatever, and in the background there's dubstep music. He put fucking lyrics in the score like a dipshit because he's Pharrell Williams and he has no idea what scoring a fucking movie is like.
Why was he ever asked?
Because he was popular.
He's not though.
He was black at the time.
He was black.
There was literally in the Sony leaks they were like, "Hey, during the Sony leaks back in 2009 or whatever it was, there was emails between the heads and they were like, Spider-Man 2, EDM house music, because Electro Who do we have for that? Oh, who's a popular artist? Pharrell Williams could do EDM because they didn't know what EDM was or who Pharrell Williams was or what kind of music he did. They just assumed because he's black. And they were like, okay, we have Hans Zimmer. Put him with Pharrell Williams. And then that happened again in Lion King. The remake of Lion King is also Hans Zimmer because he did the first one. Paired again with Pharrell Williams because he did all the shit with Beyonce.
Why wasn't Elton John considered?
Because you don't need Elton John to sing when you have Beyonce.
You do, though.
She's the
God, you
shittest.
do.
She's the shittest actress I've ever seen in my life.
She really is.
She ruined Goldfinger. Remember?
She did. It's a deep cut, you said.
Anyway,
last question.
go.
Which Disney Renaissance movie deserves a remake?
Rescuers, because I don't care about that.
I would love to see a fucking live-action version of that.
Rescuers.
Yeah, it would be the most psychotic looking movie.
But it's got to be done. The animals aren't CGI. The animals are like cats from Cats. Like,
Yeah.
it's James Corden in a fat suit, and like, who'd be the other rescuers?
It would be James Corden, wouldn't it?
James Corden
That fucking hack.
Who else? I can't even think of who else.
Rebel. What's her name?
Rebel Wilson.
Uh-huh.
And then someone else who's not also in Cats.
Jason Derulo.
No,
Oh,
not
he is in it. Never mind.
Not Jason Derulo.
I mean, you have to have Will Smith, don't you?
Will Smith's the seagull. I'm
Too
going to
much
steal
thought
your
into this.
chips. Ha!
We're giving this too much fucking thought.
Will Smith is the whitest black man I've ever seen.
Yeah. And Eminem is the blackest white man we've ever seen.
Nah, that's not true.
It's true to... What's his name?
Tumblr.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said that to him. He said, you're the only white guy that knows what it's like to be a black guy. So Mike Tyson said it.
Okay. Mike Tyson's word is above all. The gospel according to Mike Tyson.
You never seen Mike Tyson's Mysteries?
And I've never seen him in the sheets.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked, so which movie does deserve a remake to you? Because I have two answers.
A remake is a punishment to me. I don't like it.
Like, has to be done, like...
Yeah, Rescuers. I don't care about it enough. No, you know
Well,
what?
not even, like,
you know what?
deserves it, but, like, would work as a remake, and, like, would be
work
successful as a remake.
I
have two answers.
I think in today's climate, the way like media is branching out more, they could do more justice to Pocahontas.
Really?
I think they could do more justice, but instead of
what way?
like just let them kill all the white people, let them kill the colonizers, and be like fuck you, and then end it on a really sad note and have little Timmy crying in the cinema, and I'll be sitting back there going, "You deserve this. You watched Lion King 2019."
I mean, that's definitely an answer that I've heard.
It's one of the answers.
It's definitely one of the answers I've heard.
I'm just so against it, Dan. There's no need to remake them.
It's going to happen, though. Like,
It's going to happen, but
against it or not, it's going to happen.
I don't like it.
Well, it happens, though.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to sit back and not watch.
It's already happened to
too many.
Four of these movies on the Renaissance.
4.
Happened to Mulan, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King.
I forgot Mulan.
Like, I think Hercules
Get out.
would work great as a movie.
Get out.
Like a live action remake. Because it's probably going to happen soon.
If it must. If I could just go in and sing the songs in the cinema again.
Well, it depends how they make it at the same time. Because they could make it shit like they did with The Lion King.
It is going to be shit, Dan. It's never going to be good.
See, my second answer is kind of lazy.
Go on.
Because Tarzan... Well, it's already been... See, Tarzan's open domain, so it's already...
Tarzan's been done before.
Had a live-action movie in recent memory. Yeah, but...
Yeah.
Like the movie with Kerchak, Phil Collins, See?
Mm.
I think would work.
Will they get Phil
They'll probably have
Collins
to take
back
away
though,
some
or
stuff.
will they let Pharrell Williams do it?
Oh, Jesus, no. No, it has to be Phil Collins. It has to be. Always will be.
A man can dream, Dan. You know
And
what?
Dan can do it.
Instead, just re-release the rest of them in cinemas, and I'll go see them twice.
See, now that would be an idea.
Why don't they even do that with the remakes before the remake comes out to hype it up? Re-release the original. Time and time again, Dan. The industry's problem is they don't like making money. Anyway, eat the rich.